Hello everyone, it's Kylie from PaperDaisyJournals. I'm back randomly again. I'm sorry for my long absence. That's just, I think, how things are going to be playing out going into the future. But I am back, and thank you for joining me. Today I have a video a bit different to all my other ones because I've just been working very steadily and consistently on inspiration bundles. They were meant to be just inspiration bundles with things like paper ephemera, vintage wallpaper, some original antique ephemera, some fabric and some lace and doilies and stuff. But I got a bit excited and I ended up putting a journal in as part of the inspiration bundle. So technically you do have a lightly decorated journal. It will have 4 signatures, so I think about approximately 96 pages. It's fabric covered, so fabric on the back, different fabric on the spine, and the same fabric as the back on the front. So I will show you this journal, then I can give you a little example of another journal because they will be different, like the covers will be different and the tags in the pocket on the cover will be different, but it will be set out in a similar way. So we've got an antique lace pocket with 3 buttons and a tag, 4 signatures with antique beads on the signature strings on the spine. It is an A5 size journal. Fabric on the inside, I've used original ledger, original book pages, some tea stained paper, music paper. I have included some printed pages, that's vintage schoolbook paper. This journal actually has an extra page in it, in each signature, but the other ones don't. So this has 7 folded pages per signature. Everyone else, all the rest have 6. As you can see, it's just lightly decorated because I couldn't help myself. They were meant to be blank journals. I don't think I've actually ever done blank journals, even though I say I'm going to. But just some mostly ruffles, a few pockets, some fabric tabs, some washi tape. I've used very similar laces and fabrics for all of those decorations, and you know, different sized pockets. So I'll just give you a quick flip through. I'm not going to flip through every journal because there are 14 inspiration kits. I did go a bit crazy. I just went through my stash and just started getting stuff out that I had hoarded, like lots of one particular fabric or lace. So I've sort of put those in the inspiration bundles, and that's sort of how they came about primarily. So this is one of the journals. In the listings, I am not going to like measure every single thing, tell you every single, you know, piece of ephemera in the bundle. It will be an example. What I will have is what the cover of the journal looks like, because that's the one thing that's going to be probably quite different for each inspiration bundle. The rest, like the wallpaper, is the same. A lot of the lace and trim is the same. Some of the fabric's the same, some of it's quite different. So it is going to be like a surprise bundle, if that makes sense. Otherwise, it's just going to take me too long to do every one of the 14, and that was not the point. The point was just for it to be like, oh my gosh, there's so much really gorgeous stuff. You should have at least enough fabric to make a second large journal like this, and enough ephemera to fill 2 or 3 journals. So this is another one of the journal covers. So some beautiful fabric on the spine. I've actually avocado dyed this tablecloth. They're originally white, and I've just used like a vintage linen underneath. And this is the tag for this one. So that's wallpaper, and you've got the 3 buttons and the lace pocket. So opening up, I think this one actually has the 6 pages in each signature. So, and just, you know, lace ruffles. Again, there's, you know, going to be some pockets. There's going to be tabs. And printed pages. So, and, you know, things like belly band. So I just very, very quickly flip through this one just so you can see that it's the same but different. And, you know, nice big pockets like that. So I've been, in my light decorating, I've been, I think, fairly generous with materials and things like that. So, and of course the 4 signatures. And each journal will be fabric lined as well, but no pockets. That's something you can probably put in yourself. In terms of the wallpaper, there'll be quite a few of these little pieces here, so you can see, I think there's about 8 of those. There's some trim. That's one of those other ones. And they're smaller pieces because I find myself using the wallpaper, having big sheets of it, unless you're going to cover a whole journal, just it's too tricky. So, and this is one of my favorite ones, so I put in a couple of pieces of that. That one's from France. Most of this is from the US. It is vintage. Some of this I've gotten from other Etsy shops, and I've just cut it into pieces. They're not perfect pieces. That's not the point, like I said, of this bundle. It's just, it's very antique, shabby chic. That's a really beautiful, it's got a silver shimmer to it. So they're the pieces of wallpaper. They will be mostly the same in each of the packs. Of course, when you have like a big picture, you're not going to get exactly the same flowers. So that's, I'm just letting you know now, so there's no, oh, but on your video you showed that piece and it had this on it. That's the part where you're sort of just buying the journal cover, essentially, and the rest is a little bit different. Each pack will have a quilted heart. So this is a beautiful antique quilt, and then there'll be pieces of fabric. There'll be different sizes, but that's enough for a spine of a bigger journal. That's a piece that can be used as tabs or pockets. That's another beautiful piece that could be used as a spine or as part of a patchwork. This is a larger piece. That could be the lining of a journal. That could be one side of a cover. And this can be the other side of a cover. So, so they're not set pieces of fabric either. That's also quite random. I will just show you the fabric in another pack. So this is, you know, a piece of fabric there. This is why I sort of did the journal, just to make sure that you actually had a journal as part of the inspiration bundle, rather than just a whole pile of fabric and stuff. So you can sort of see that's a bigger piece, that's a bigger piece. That each bundle is going to be roughly the same but slightly different. This will be, half of this will be the same, the other half won't be. So each bundle has, I think, about 3 doilies. So there's 1, 2, 3. They're obviously going to be different doilies. Then we go into the laces and trims will be roughly the same. because as I said, I've had, you know, a fair amount of something and I've just cut it into parts. So this just gives you a really nice selection of beautiful laces. Some is antique French, some is vintage from the States. Nothing new, so that's a really beautiful. Some is handmade, some machine made. So I'm just giving you an idea of the pieces. They are time worn. The antique is time worn. There are stains. Please don't expect everything to be shiny and new. That's not the point. They are antique shabby chic bundles, which is really my theme. So obviously with it being my theme, it is going to be the resources in my stash that I have that I use in my journals. You might recognize a lot of these. There's some really beautiful delicate antique lace, and there's some more, you know, vintage lace there, or trim, lace and trim and doilies. So I think I will just show you another pile. This looks bigger because the doily at the back is quite a bit bigger, and so is this one. So you can see that can be used as a cover for a journal. That's another doily that can be cut up into parts. This one has an extra couple of doilies. So when that's happened, there will be like slightly less lace in this one, but I think I've tried to keep it the same. So I've tried to make each kit the same sort of value in terms of how much there is. That's kind of what I've tried to do. So without sort of going into too much detail, because as I am going to write on the listing, it is, it's sort of like a surprise bundle. That's how I'm going to list it. So there's some Will's cigarette collector's cards. There's some really beautiful antique Victorian calling cards. There's original postcards. There's wallpaper tags. There's book page tags. There's other postcards, and there's a few pieces of ephemera I've made out of original pieces of ephemera. So, and again, that will be slightly different for every kit. So I'm just going to show you the a pile from, I think, a different kit, just so you've got an idea of how different. So it is same but different. Again, you've got some Victorian calling cards. There'll be 3 of those roughly. There's a few of the Will's cigarette cards with flowers on them. There's a couple of butterfly cards in this kit. There's a postcard, again some book page cards, wallpaper card, another postcard, an advertisement. This one has 2 of the, I do collect these. They're embroidered postcards. So that's got that, and the 3 pieces of handmade ephemera. So that's in that one. I'm not going to be able to take requests like, oh, I want one with more pink in it, or I want the one that you showed on your video exactly, because they're all just going to be in boxes. And as I said, you kind of, the listing will be more about the journal cover than what's inside the box. So there'll be a little bulldog clip with a beautiful glass button, a beautiful snippet of antique quilt. There will be 2 of this onion paper. One is legal paper, one is like a receipt. And this is the ephemera, so there'll be pieces, smaller pieces like this, that can be used in journals and on ephemera. So some antique receipts. There's a envelope in here from France. There's some pages from a diary, That's another diary. There's some music paper. So quite old music paper. This can be used as pages in a journal or as to create ephemera out of. So I'll just give you a quick idea of what this looks like for this particular bundle. As I said, it's not going to be exactly the same. There's quite a few pages of, you know, an embroidery journal from France. So you could actually use them as templates. If you are into embroidery, you can actually use that as a something to embroider. So I feel like there's a fairly good selection of everything in each kit. So I'll just give you a quick idea. I'll fix that up. So there's 34 pieces of antique paper, all different sizes, 15 pieces of original ephemera, so that's those little packs, 25 pieces of vintage wallpaper, so they're all different sizes as well, which you saw, approximately 36 pieces of lace trim and doilies, approximately 6 pieces of fabric and a quilted heart, and then you've got the fabric covered journal. That is how I write really quickly and messily as well. Not many people get to see that, so feel privileged. No, as a teacher, it's quite horrendous handwriting actually. So that's roughly, and that information will be in the actual listing for the journal and antique shabby chic inspiration bundle. So I have finished 5. There will be another 5 after that I'll put into my shop at the one time. I will put that on my Instagram, so if you're on Instagram, just check that out to know when that's happening. And then there'll be 4 at the end. So I'll be doing 3 drops in my shop. Sound a bit gangster saying it like that, but there'll be 3 drops in my shop. Yeah, so hopefully you find inspiration in the bundles and you make yourself a journal similar to the one that will be in the bundle. The bundles are a bit heavy, so postage needs to be taken into account as well. But I've tried to make it as cost effective as possible because I know everyone's on a budget. So yeah, and hopefully if you don't end up getting one of the bundles, then hopefully you get inspired to maybe put something together for yourself and then sort of rummage around in that little box, because I initially put all of the stuff into boxes and then from the box I created the bundles, and it was just a lot of fun. And I can sort of see now like how you can just pull bits and pieces out of the box to use in the journal. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully it won't be as long between my next video, but I just cannot guarantee. My life is crazy right now. But take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.